Alright guys, welcome back again on my YouTube channel. So what we have now in front here is Euro AUD. Previously, when I analyzed this pair, you guys saw that I was already on a trade. That was last week. There was a trade on this Euro AUD last week, and when I did my analysis last weekend, I told you guys that I'm going to enter another setup. That is either I just ignore, let me just remove this one. So this was my first trade on Euro AUD. So I analyze and talk about how I entered this particular trade on my previous video. So if you want to know how I entered this trade, just go back to my previous video and watch it. So after I entered this trade, I was going to enter a second trade. So I was just scouting for another opportunity to enter my second trade. So when I analyzed my video, the market was trading around this area, and I was telling you guys that you can also enter around this area because I saw a zone. When I looked to the left side, I was seeing this zone that is here, that the market has been respecting for like these, how many touches, 1 2 3 4, and this is the 6th touch. So this signified that this zone is very valid, and I told you guys that I might enter, or I will wait for the market to break above this level. This is another zone also. I'll be able to drag it. You can see that this is a zone, right? I touched one multiple times, held with all this one. So I told you guys that if you want to enter, maybe on Monday, immediately the market open on either Monday, just wait till Monday or Sunday night, that you just enter a buy signal, put your stop loss below. If you are not that full confidence to trade it and in the market open, you might just wait for more confirmation for the market to break above here and retest this bar. And this is where I did enter my second entry, my second trade. So the market break above and came back to this level and closed with this green candle that is in here. This something like a hammer candle that is here. So this is where I entered my trade. So I was targeting these highs, this particular high. So as you can see, after the closure of that candle, I placed my order, put my final TP at the top there. Then my stop loss was below this area, and you know what the market did? The market just came and hit my stop loss straightforward. So this is really good. I've been holding this market, and remember, this was my first trade, so I moved all my stop loss to break even around the same level with this new trade stop loss. That was where all my break even trade were all placed. These were all the stops were all placed. So when the market hit me out, it also hit me out in a profit from this one, because I was trading the stop, and the loss I made from here, I used this one to recover all those losses. So in this trade, I was still in profit. After losing this one particular trade, I was still in profit because of my risk management and how I manage my trade. So overall, let me delete all these things, just wipe all these things. So looking at the market overall, the market is still bullish. The market hasn't changed any structure yet. This is a weekly time frame. As you guys can see, the weekly is still pointing up. Then daily, you can see the daily market is still pointing to the upside. So let me just adjust this. All right, perfect. So as you can see, the daily is still pointing to the upside. If you see, the market just came back to just give like a double bottom here. This is a equal bottom that you can see here. The market didn't break below it, and it came and closed. It closed with a candlestick pattern we call the hammer pattern, the candlestick pattern that is called a hammer. So the market came and closed exactly like that. Let me remove this so you can see very well. So when the market came and closes, then the following day it came and closes bullish again to signify that the market is still going up. But for me to enter this market, I will not just be watching it from the daily time frame. I used to scale down to 4 hours to refine my entry more. So for us to trade this market next upper week, this is what I'm really looking at. Since the market refuses to keep going down and just touch this level, because it has been in an uptrend for like some days, so you now pull back. This is what I call profit taking. So some guys that have been holding this market took all the profit here, make the market to dump. Now the market came back to this level and start to retrace back to the upside. So I'm waiting for the market to maybe come back to this level again. So I'm waiting for the market to either come back a little bit to this level, maybe here, then push up, or I will wait for it to push above here and try to retrace back again. So any one the market decide to choose, any move it decide to first play out, I will just be waiting patiently, because on Euro AUD I am still bullish. As long as we stay above this level that is here, we are bullish. But if we came and break below it and start to do something like this, if you came to this level and break below it and start to do something like this, that means I'm not interested in buying the market again, because the market has changed structure. So for me to continue to buy this market, the market has to be giving me this kind of pattern, this uptrend pattern, lower high, higher high, lower high, and higher high. Sorry, higher lows, higher high, and higher lows. Now I'll just be waiting patiently for this market. I will just be waiting for it to pull back again, give me a second leg, a perfect second leg, or I'll wait for it to clear this level that is here, then I will continue with it. The next on my list is Euro USD. So previously on my analysis, when I told you guys that if you wait for the Euro USD to just pull back to this level, that's the only thing, you just have to wait for it to just pull back a little bit to this level so we can be able to catch the move. But the market didn't pull back that much, and I didn't see any other pullback after the market just took off. And you can see the maximum peak the market went up over, let's check, the market went up over 150 pips, but I couldn't find an entry point for me to follow the trend, so I just let it slide. So now I don't know what Euro USD is planning. I don't know what's gonna do next, but I'm still bullish. If USD might decide to come back to this level and give us a proper leg to the upside, just give us a proper pullback, maybe come back to this particular level. So from this level I might be looking for a buy. As long as we did not break it below this level. If we can't break below this level and stay on this level and start to see a candlestick rejection from this level, I will hold on to buy. I will just enter a buy trade from there. So this is for Euro USD. For Euro USD, I am bullish 70%, or let's say 60% bullish. Then next on my list is AUD CHF. AUD CHF was one of the trades that I also analyzed and told you guys that I'm going to enter. Or what's wrong with the network? So what's wrong with this network? All right, now that the network is back, Let's continue. So next on my list is AUD AUD was one of the trades I entered within the week, and it was also a loss. So let me show you guys how I entered this trade. So previously on my analysis, where I analyzed this trade was around this area. Let me adjust this one a little bit. So this is where my son was at the time I was doing the analysis. So the market was trading around this particular area, just creating this this down trade momentum. So I scaled down to 4 hours time frame, and I also saw that the market has already broke this level to test back to it. So all this thing was a confluencing I see. So the market, I saw that the market broke this level, came back above it, retested back, and now started to pull to the downside. And I put this trend line, that is how the market came again and break this trend line and retested back to this level, to this zone, that is how it break down below it and push up, retested back and touch this particular trend line. And I was like, okay, since this market has break all this road and everything that I have analyzed is just moving to the downside. So when the market closed with this big bearish candle that is here, this is where I entered my sell, hoping that the market will continue with the momentum. But unfortunately, the market reverses on me. You guys can see the market does reverse immediately and I hit my stop loss. So I was like wondering what's really happening. So I just did my analysis again. I just have to remove some of the zones I have to reanalyze what's really happening, and I just move up to higher time frame, but I can see the picture very well. And I see that I saw the market came back to retest to this particular level that is here, that this is a previous one it retested. So it came back to test this level again, and it now reject off from that level and closes with a daily bearish engulfing candle, signifying that the market is still bearish. But I'm not going to enter this market because this now showing me that the market is ranging. The AUD CHF is ranging. So I don't know whether it might continue to the upside or it might continue to the downside. So for me to be at the safer side, I'll wait for the market to do something like this. If it really want to continue to the upside from here, do something like this, break above, come back to this level and push up. But if it want to continue to the downside, I want to see something like this, break below this level, then come back to this level, then we can be able to have a trade. So let me adjust this level very well, just a little bit, like, yep. So this is what I'm looking out for on AUD CHF. So I can't trade inside this range. I have to wait for the market to break out from this range. It tests back to this level, turning it from a support level to a resistance level, or I wait for it to break above this resistance level and turn it to a support level. Then we can go to the upside. So guys, this is for AUD CHF. So next on my list is NZD shares CHF. So I don't have any trade yet. I'm still looking at the market, still monitoring it. Next on my trade is GBPUSD. GBPUSD was one of the trades that I was so much interested to trade, but fortunately I missed all the whole moves. I missed it. Like, I didn't even see a perfect way to enter this market. Where I would have wanted to enter around this area, but I was a little bit carried away by Euro AUD trade. So I was a little bit carried away by that trade, so I couldn't want to expose my capital that much. So that's why I allowed this trade. This trade was so perfect, but the pullback wasn't that, it wasn't pulling back that much to give us an entry pattern. You can see this was the last pullback it did. So when that pullback was happening, I was already on AUD, sorry, on Euro AUD trade. So assuming you are following me, you could have entered this particular trade. This is so perfect. This is how I normally love to trade. Maybe the market broke below it to give you a second leg. So from this second leg is where you would have been looking for entry. You were the first leg, came back, then came back to this particular level to give you a second leg that is moving up. So this particular trade, I didn't enter it. This is supposed to be let's check. Assuming you guys enter this trade or I enter this trade, my stop loss will have been above this area. So it has been a perfect, let's say 1:4 or 5. My first TP will be around this area. So but fortunately for us, we didn't enter this market, so there is no cause for alarm. We will still see other opportunities. Lastly is GBPUSD. So GBPUSD, I'm still watching it. I haven't seen any confirmation. So as long as we remain at this upside, we are still bullish. But if GBPUSD came to break below it, that means we are bearish. So that is it for today's analysis. GBPUSD, we are still bullish as long as we remain this upside. But the way I'm looking at it, maybe the market is forming something like a head and shoulder pattern, but all the same, if it breaks this neckline that I'm looking for, so if it breaks this neckline and come back here, I'll be looking for a sell. Alright guys, this is it. I will see you guys on my next videos. I want you to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and also click on the video that is going to pump up to this screen. Click the video. I want you to watch it. It will explain more on how I trade my how I analyze my trade. So see you guys. Peace out.